Hey, how you doing? Marc Senior. I play Ben White in the movie In God I Trust. A little bit about the movie. It is a multi-character drama that follows my character, Ben White, and several other characters through the movie. It's a roller coaster. There's something in there for everyone, and I hope that one day we'll be able to, all will be able to see it on a mass scale. I'm really excited about the movie, and I hope that it can go as far as it potentially can.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
It's early Saturday morning. In the film In God I Trust, you play the lead. How did you get involved in this?
My other director, Paul, Jesse, they reached out to me through a colleague that I've worked with. They're interested to find a particular someone for the role, and that's how it came across my radar, and I auditioned, and here we are.
Marc is considered a star to watch at this year's festival. What does that mean to you as an actor?
It's an honor, you know. This is my first feature-length film as a lead in a movie, and
thought this was going to be a tough crowd tonight.
I thought you said you don't let that shit bother you.
No, thick skin, brother. Black skin. Yo, I do 2 sets, then I'm done, man. You should stay for the second set, man. I'm gonna try out some new tunes on these cats.
Nah, no thanks, man. But I appreciate the beer, though, man. Thanks.
Oh, man, come on, bro. Give you a chance to chill, man. Just take a load off. Calm down for a minute.
I am getting kind of hungry, so I guess I could stay. Yeah, what do you drink?
For them to see it coming out of nowhere and then give me this honor out of, you know, there's 85 films in this festival, it's, you know, way more than I can even ask for, right? I saw it and I connected to the work. I connected to the people after getting that work, and I did it out of the love for wanting to tell this particular story and trusting in, you know, the directors and the producers to help me along that way. And the fact that it's getting this type of reception and people are, you know, not just coming up to me and congratulating me on, you know, the success of being in a film, but really having those questions, wanting to know about mental health, wanting to know about racism, ageism, and all these different types of topics, helped by, you know, all the actors that were also in the film. It's really good. It starts discussions. People have left and come back and said, you know, they've talked to people, they had conversations with their wives and their girlfriends and their buddies and their coworkers about the film, so it's good. It's starting the conversation, or help elongate it.
Exactly. What about the role made you want to, like, yeah, I want to do this? Did it speak to you in any way, or was it just another role?
No, it wasn't another role. It spoke to me because I know the character. I am the character. I've lived his life. I know people. I've grew up with people who have gone through a lot of similar things, and they're things that I could relate to, and I think it's a story that me specifically, personally, I wanted to tell. I wanted to wrestle with, so it spoke to me immediately.
I was at the Q&A at the screening yesterday, and someone asked about, they brought up the mental health aspect, and I really liked what you had to say. Your response was, it's really not a mental health, because it can happen I have a bad week.
Of course.
So maybe elaborate on that without me.
I was telling her that it wasn't, you know, at the Q&A, that it wasn't so much a mental health issue, more so like people just not being able to cope. And also I think in this day and age, it's a lot more prevalent, because we do get access, unfortunately, to a lot more suicides, and we hear a lot more about it, and I think it's becoming a bit more a thing because of social media, and everyone's tweeting about what they're doing, and unfortunately some people are going on live and like taking their own lives and stuff like that, and those people are young people, and they just don't know how to necessarily deal because people said something to them negatively online, or they're reading comments online, and it's that one bad thing, and they, you know, harp on it, and a couple of bad events, and you're been in a car sitting there wondering if you should even be here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not being able to deal, or not having the resources, right?
Yes. Where did you grow up?
Toronto.
Toronto.
Yeah.
Did you start your film career in Toronto?
Yeah, I went to theater school there for college, Humber College there, and yeah, I started performing stand-up when I was 13. I've been performing for a very long time.
How long have you been in Vancouver?
I lived in Vancouver for 6 years, and it's been great. And that's how I got onto this project, and I was out here working on various other things. And Vancouver's lovely, like mountains, trees, ocean. Like,
Yeah.
We're in Whistler right now. I don't know what more Christmassy you want to do. Like other than the North Pole at this time of year, this is pretty much Christmas. Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
it can use a little bit more snow, but we're good.
Yeah, exactly. I hate when other actors ask this to other actors, but like, who are you with? Who's your agent?
Characters in across Canada and Untitled in the States. Yeah.
Who do you train with?
I haven't trained in a while. My training, and this may sound like, ugh, but my training is life. Like
Yeah.
I discover, go take trips. I meet different peoples. I travel across the country. I travel to different places and meeting directors, and you gain you gain more of your personality that way, and you gain experience. You gain the ability to be able to tell these types of stories, these complex stories like In God I Trust, with different levels of characters, because I've traveled and I've met all these different types of people. So in a way, by the time I get to, play something like this, I'm like, okay, I have a wealth of knowledge to pull from. And that's a large part of what's helped me be able to get into like Ben outside of my own experience.
Can you tell us a little about the script?
Okay, so ironically, one of my favorite movies of all time is Crash. And this, immediately upon reading it, stepping away from my personal character, following these three stories and how the story was told and how they all converge and then kind of weave in and out of each other, was super compelling, right? You've seen the movie. Me, and on the poster there's my face and the other actor, Stephen Roberts, who's excellent in the movie, by the way. We have a lot of contention, but in actuality in the movie we never really speak, right? But we have a whole story the entire time, right? So that one dynamic. Also the multi-level and layered script that is hard to come by, where everyone seems to kind of stand out. Every character is defined and different and unique and helps tells the story and makes the whole script or movie move forward as kind of like a unit. It's rare to come by as an actor. Usually it's like you got one or two people and you're just following their lives. And life doesn't really work like that. Because you're doing something right now. You guys won't see this, but there's a cameraman behind there. I'm sitting here, there's several other people in the room. Life is happening. I'm sure there's a cat outside, someone snowboarding. And if you can see all of that in like an hour and 40 minutes or 2 hours, I think that's compelling as it can be, because you walk out your door and you see a mailman, fireman.
So many stories.
So many stories.
Yeah.
So in this movie, there's tons of stories that all converge and they tell this one tale over like a day and 2 days. So yeah, that was the thing about the script that really got me outside of my own personal character journey.
What was the biggest challenge? Shooting the whole thing.
How much time do you have?
Yeah.
The biggest challenge was tons of challenges. My personal challenges was, remaining in the character and remaining true. You see that it's pretty heavy, and just keeping the level of my character where he has an arc and he's going somewhere. Because he starts off and he's on 9 out of 10, at the beginning of the movie, and he does continue to go. So I just didn't want it to be one note. On top of it was cold. You see where we're in the mountains and stuff. It was cold, and it's a heavy character, right? And my own personal challenges, and it brought up stuff for myself as well. So yeah, it's by far the most challenging role I've ever had.
Do you have a style? Do you are you like Meisner technique or like that kind of stuff?
No, the style is real.
Yeah.
Like I said, as an actor, I want to be able to tell stories that people can relate to.
Yeah.
I think that's why you're interviewing, because you want to be able to get into what exactly makes that person do what they do, right? And just flipping that over as an actor, like I want to get in and be able to tell a story that has people being like, man, I work with that guy. Like I know that guy. Or sitting there being like, I didn't even recognize you after. Like people have come up to me and like, you're that dude? I'm like, yeah, I played him. They can't even tell. So I want to keep it as authentic as possible. As an actor, there isn't a particular technique. I've studied tons of techniques in theater school and stuff, but
like a tool belt of the things you can kind of reach in and grab if you need it, I guess.
But the whole thing about technique is that you practice it.
So you don't have to use it, yeah.
I don't think as a basketball player or football player, it was like, okay, hold on, my rotator cuff needs to be going at this while they're doing it. Like you do it so that it's just habitual, right?
Yeah.
So that's why going back to living real life, I live real life to then when I get on set and I get these words and these scenarios, I can just be there because I've most likely maybe seen or done or had a conversation or talked to or lived that particular thing. So yeah, no, the technique is real to then throw it away, yeah.
Any advice for young actors trying to break in?
Yeah, the one thing I would say to anyone who wants to be an actor or is, thinking about it, me personally, this is my take. It has very little to do, and yes, I would encourage you to go get whatever training you feel you need to get, because obviously that'll help you grow. It helped me. But it has very little to do with becoming successful. There's very little to do with your actual talent or what you're doing. It's your mental capacity, what you're able to overcome. Because while you're doing this job or career as an actor, you also are living a life. You'll have a girlfriend, you have a boyfriend, you have a mom, you have a dad, you have allergies, you're allergic to this, you have a cat, you have a dog that gets sick, and you have to be able to organize your own life around this passion and desire that you want. Because as an actor, you're gonna get told no an ungodly amount of time, like way more than you need, that is humanly possible for you to bear. And you have to be able to have the mental capacity to work through the no to get the one yes. You have to be able to see the opportunity in a script when you have no money or when your whatever is sick or you're sick, and understand the potential in something, right? So it's about being smart and being strategic, and placing yourself exactly where you want to be and finding the scripts and the people that does the work that you want to do. So that's what I would encourage. Find your village, find your people to create.